Billy, they continue to dominate against America's teams with a great start on Icebox. I'm your hosting, so I'm back here in the venue on the desk with Ender and Mel. Another slow start for SEN, but this time, Mel, it got punished. Billy actually closed out that map.
I think we're seeing what could have happened yesterday, where Sentinels does lose that pistol in the second half, and they're not really quite able to mount that comeback. And Billy with some phenomenal plays, insane highlights.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the entire map, it was just a complete show. Obviously, Wisey is going to come out looking incredible, but Russia again on this harbor is just looking insane on this map. Both times now, BLJ have played Icebox in this tournament. Him and Wisey have put up a near identical performance. It's nuts.
I also want to give a shout out to Neff as well. I feel like both of the controller players on BLG just stood out and really impressed me, because there was so many highlights, so many rounds where it looked like SEN had a good idea of what to do. There's a round where they're holding a one-way high-low. Russia just jumps in and two-taps both of them. There's early in the half, Neff especially was dominating.
Is it? I know I'm overreacting, but might be my favorite Harbor player of all time after the 2 times I've seen him here on Icebox. And I'm glad you mentioned that 2K. We have it here as the HyperX reflex moment of the day. This is against Bang!
Like, what are you supposed to do?
He looks more like Bang than Bang does.
It's just insane, jumping over the one-way. Usually, you're the guy, you're just trying to break the crosshair, and the person behind you gets the trade. But this is the first shot because of the movement, and then 2 headshots is just insane.
I mean, how frustrating has this gotta be for Sentinels? They're making the right play. They're holding a one-way. How does he jump through and get 2?
I mean, Cap doesn't even know how to react to that.
I mean, like you said, they did everything right, leading up to that point. And also, Russia, 5 Harbor ults on one map. I don't think I've ever seen that. That was insanity.
No, and just a testament of what a good job he was doing fragging out. They're also prioritizing him getting orbs, getting plants consistently. Like, that was the game plan. Just get his ult up as much as humanly possible.
Let's revisit some of that game plan on their first half. Because they managed to build up a very nice lead.
So the thing is, I really liked how BLG used lurks and communicated on a cross map based off what Neff was doing. I want to zoom in on the map here and just look at the early info that they're getting. You're going to see this KO knife go over into B main initially, and then there's also this big fight with a drone that clears out all 3 players on the A site from Sentinel. So then BLG decide, okay, we're going to call over into the B hit. It's a 2-3 split right now, and we're just going to leave Neff, to hang out over in this area and get the lurk down for a moment. But this information is going to come in crucially. There's a flashover. Do you see that out of the KO? KO has rotated from B and is going to flash on that line. And all of a sudden, that's 4 players spotted on the A side of the map. Footsteps are heard rotating away, and Wisey, who loves to fight forward on sites, gets that info call. There's only 1 player on the B site, so he goes for the push, gets that kill, and what it does is it opens up this huge amount of threat. Wisey now could be anywhere. Good luck, SEN. You're not winning this round.
Oh, good luck, SEN, indeed. But let's take a look and see what Kaplan had to say ahead of map 2.
Here with Coach Kaplan. Now, Kaplan, you told us yesterday facing the Wolves that you guys needed a little bit more of time to really put your finger on the pulse of your opponents. Do you feel like that was what was happening today as well?
Today, definitely my less preferred way of losing. I think we're losing to ourselves, playing scared in moments and not playing together in moments. Just the team play is not where it was yesterday, and we just got to clean it up. It was getting there, just a little too late, so just got to keep it going.
All right, so pick it up. Get your head in the game. All right. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Well, the good news is we are moving on to SEN's map pick. And Mel, this is where we want to see them go, right? Onto Sunset. But I guess the burning question with every map we've seen so far is, what does John QT play?
It's always a question with the Sentinels roster, but I'm so excited to see them onto Sunset. I mean, the historical name at this point, Sunset, is a real thing. They were dominant on this map. One of the best teams in the world.
They were dominant with John on Cypher.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? They have not played Sunset in 2025. Now, this team did play Sunset in 2024 when they were putting this roster together, but it has been a long time since we've actually seen them work out on this map.
I don't think they've played Sunset since Tens and Sassy. Am I wrong?
They played at off-season tournaments.
Wait,
when they had the new
We're
roster.
not counting Sen City Classic.
Hey, that's a real tourney.
We're not counting
Valid
Sen City.
tournaments.
We're not counting that. But I mean, even okay. What did he play in that tournament? Was it still the Cypher?
No, I don't think so. I believe it was rocking the breach next to Narrate's Fade.
Okay. How do we feel about that potentially coming up?
I think we're just really going to have to put our thoughts of the John QT Sentinel to rest. I
Sorry,
think the most we'll really
I had it
see
flipped.
truly
I had it
is
flipped. It was Fade for John and
Okay,
Narrate on the breach.
yeah.
Okay, but of course we've seen Billy play Sunset already, and maybe the thought was they could have countered some of the Icebox stuff. Mel, did you feel like there was something on Sunset Sen could potentially abuse here?
I think so. I think Sen can really take them off guard because, one, we have no idea what their Sunset looks like. There's no footage. We don't even know what comp they're running. So I think there's an ample opportunity here for Sentinels to bring back this series and push us to a map 3 with the element of surprise.
Yeah, I am interested because John played the KO on the last map, but I know that back when Sentinels were sort of driving the meta at the start of last year on Sunset, they were a big KO team. They did pivot away from that eventually, but I'm wondering if there's an element of like comfort there with like the old playbooks that John was coming up with and a lot of those KO lineup ideas.
Yeah, and as we take a look at the live agent select, there's been a couple of pretty fast lock-ins here, and yeah, there will be a Cypher, but Mel, not for John.
Yep, those days I fear are behind us and long gone, but this is interesting. I really like having Zekin on Neon. I feel like it's such a staple agent for him. He's hit so many iconic clips on the agent, and I think Sentinels is really good at building up behind him and helping him get those entries.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really nice change of pace for him as well, especially coming after the Omen map where
gameplay,
things are a little bit slowed down, right? You know, he's going to have a lot of explosive power in this one.
Well, this is Sen's pick, Uber and Wire. Let's see why they decided to debut their Sunset here.
Too little, too late. Those are the words from Kaplan in that halftime interview. We see what he's saying. Sentinels, again, a slow start in the first map of their series today. Not unlike against Wolves, and they can't actually assert themselves enough on Icebox. Here, we get a map pick of theirs, Sunset. They banned this map first against Wolves in their previous game, so we're wondering what the plan was there.
Yeah, I found that to be bizarre. This was, as the desk mentioned, their map last year, finishing with a 74% win record, all-time 17-6, and they banned it first. I was pretty shocked by that. But maybe they just wanted to leave it for a later series, perhaps, kind of keep it in the tuck, and go up against a Billy Gaming who they were able to watch. This is where they beat Liquid the other day to get into this position in this match. So Sen going to be relying on the information that they were able to glean from that affair.
The last time Billy made a global playoffs, it was to beat a North American team to do so. It was quite some time ago, though.
My eyes are down.
That's what waits on the other side of this map for your attack side team, folks. And they're already headed over to A. Sen not really in attendance.
On that roster, that was still YZ, K-Knight. They know what it takes to get to that position in the bracket to make it to those playoffs. Neff catches a beautiful timing while the rest of the players swing from mid for the distraction. Lovely.
He was waiting for that. He knew, of course, there'd be contact taken by his top mid teammates.
Even a tank onto Celsius, 13 HP. Back Boba doubling up with John, who has a full kit, but no players to actually use it with.
Shock dart, that's dangerous. Definitely threatening to someone like Celsius. Now, gonna swing out there, taken down. K-Knight is quite low as his Levius. We're in a post plant though, so Sen just have to throw themselves at this, and YZ will wait for them. Relay bolt to pave the way, and then he slides. Easy as you like. Forget about buying a Val. Can Sen buy a pistol?
It's simple, but I just love what BLG are able to do there. Neff getting all of that space, the walk down, and flanking into tiles. And that's the thing that takes that fight. Being caught with the util out. One onto Zekin, I believe. That is so well played. So simple, but so well done.
And again, gets Billy off to a hot start here on Sunset. Already saw this against Team Liquid. It went close. 13-10 result for them. We may not see Lotus if they keep this up. Already over towards B. Checking for trap wires. None are present. There's going to be a counter push here coming out of Market.
Spike planted.
Want to go off this paranoia. Zekin running in.
Rocher, though, ready to receive him. Zek can just cut down before he can really land any sort of damage. Nets is going to push this. Says, oh, well, let's just see what's on the other side of tomorrow. K9 will see John. He'll be low. Easy as you like. Pretty cheap, straightforward bonus. Rushia even had a proper rifle in this round.
This is continuing the theme of Billy Gaming winning all the positions right now, but then just having clean anti-egos. They are not, and with their reason, they're running at them. But despite that, they're not giving guns away. They're not suffering too much economic damage whatsoever. That has kept them, as we saw on Icebox, just able to consistently buy.
Okay, not a slow start for Sentinels. Definitely not going to let this one fall by the wayside though. On Icebox they gave up the bonus and it really came back to hurt them. Why is he forced off that line though? Fault line, Paranoia came out to meet him.
Look at this fast pivot though from Billy. They are right into mid. And all of a sudden there's so much pressure on Zelsis. Oh, Borussia caught on the teleport. What a snap from John!
Tiny stuff. And so the round ends as quickly as it began. Billy commit heavy to market and are stopped in their tracks.
John has been on one today. So many multi-kills. A bunch of 3Ks on Icebox. The adjustment onto the side from YZ.
Beautifully done. I mean, they are running headlong into Cypher Util in market, in fairness. Zelsis had paved the way. And that's why he's credited with 4 assists already. So, proper buy now for Billy. Realize perhaps a slower approach might be necessary. Not unlike the one we saw on Icebox, so they pinged across the map a bit. And may just have to bring the tempo down a notch.
They have slowed things down. A tad, that dark cover on the right side.
चलो स्ट्रीम इश्यूज में बफर का ही को आ रहा है
With hope could maybe find something they want to push up mid, maybe go left. They do now break the triple.
और सेंटमेंट में लंबाओ is Steelers
Majority of the time the dark cover was exploring right side view. Levius has taken B main away from second. He was happy to face.
He's looking for more. All of BLG are going to be here. Does Zekken have a way of getting out scot-free? He wants to hang around, lingers for one, relay ball. He wants more, but Rushia's got the other side covered. He's fortunate to get out. Fast lane deployed. Zekken's out of dodge, but Billy want to keep the pressure on, boy. He just doubles back and says, you know, I think I'll take some more. And there's John, up to 8 kills for those keeping track. And Rushia, cowering in the smoke. Spike, loose and in front of main. He's tucked on the corner now, at least in the position to punish John, so he does. Narrate, though, will put him to bed.
Catches him on jump up, but that
चलो
round
2-on-2 nice
is all about the second. The utility he was using
हाँ वो
in
smoke
main
actually में
was
सही
perfect.
होता है for
This was some
map
beautiful
control
beyond play. Almost looked like he's going to get caught on that right side by Ruby. He made the teleport across, but he's able to slide out of the way. Fast lane to
I'm
get
up there.
out.
Don't
That
worry,
was
I'm on the board.
Beautiful. That was smooth from Zekken.
John with license to chirp at his teammates, having amassed a massive 8 kill total so far, and a rolling thunder built up pretty quickly. Love to see those kills funneled into the initiators early. Billy, though, do have Neff ready with an null command. Zekken Zelsis is playing in the side here.
Use these multiple reconnaissance initiator utility pieces to get really close to B main. Zekken, 2 shots to free and easy kills.
so sorry मैं
Bang
थोड़ा
wants a
मैं
bit of
म्यूट कर
reaction
देता हूँ
too. Nobody's come
ज़्यादा
knocking.
अच्छा लगेगा
Have you heard the good word of our Lord and Savior, the SEN bundle, he says? Back away, still no action. And this is Billy knocked down to a pretty anemic kind of buy. Grouping up for this foray on A. Their last gambit here for this round number 5. TP onto the box and they cover the smoke, but drops off that instantly. And as expected, the spam does come in his direction.
Sentinels, they already have made the pivot here. Just a nice double face to deny anyone for Billy coming through elbow. Bang in the perfect position for that double face. Make it a high-low play on the box.
Link was smoked up and bang, yeah, of course can play from here as Omen. Narrate might want to prowler out here. Rushia was right in the way. Still no plant yet. Knight had to get off of it because of the threat of the C's coming in. And finally, though, they do stick it. Oh, not sorry, Knight got off the last second again. Okay, we have a plant. Second thinking about it, but that's awkward as the curtain drops. Celsius had his 6. Backing him up as Roshiro Knight caught out in the open. Levy is now at risk of being turned into Swiss cheese. Realizes he may as well wait to this ball to see what can be extracted. The answer is absolutely stone, nothing. Flawless round for Sentinels here, round number 5, tied up nicely. And that bank's starting to build.
That's 2 fully flawless round wins now for Sen. That's got their economy out of control. Getting the heat up. Just even there, the silly movement into the fault line so Celsius can get the freest kills. This is going to demand an early timeout call from Coach Bale of BLG.
So I guess it begs the question, what are we seeing so far from Billy? Well, mostly they've tried their luck at B main and have run headlong into Zekken every single time. Their pistol round strats are really nice, they're elegant. We start to see them lose their edge though in the rounds that followed. Like you mentioned, White, Sentinels 2 flawless rounds back-to-back means they're pretty inoculated against the volatility of going up against the Chinese teams in the next few rounds. Big banks, rolling thunder, overdrive there for Zekken. But Billy might want to create something around his Hunter's Fury and his Null Command. They've got both of their Initiator ultimates at the ready.
Yeah, this round 6 is going to be pivotal for BLG. Investing everything, Initiator ultimates to play with. This is where the game can get out of control for them if Sen are able to take this, and they waste their ultimates and put them on bad money. These fast pivots from BLG, rather the one they attempted was fully shut down by John when they were trying to get into market, just weren't really getting information across the map. They run into that cypher setup, absolutely denied. And as you said, these B main fights have been played well by Sen so far. Yet specifically, it is Zekken who is just dominating that area of the map, but he's allowing the aggression come to him, just sort of juxtaposition to the way he was playing B main on Split versus Wolves, where he was playing equally as aggressive, but now he's just absorbing that. All right, well, that's a nice way to start the round for YZ. You think Coach Bale told him to do that in the timeout? Was that the strat call?
Was it that specific, I wonder? I'm not so sure, but that double stacked top mid for Sen is punished. And they've lost their Fade util, so they really lack the mechanism with which to get this mid-round info and to set up their re-clears. Now flying blind to some degree, whereas Billy, of course, have their Sova setting up to clear their way into elbow. And that'll let YZ in.
That deep recon dart will cut off, or rather get the information for that really obnoxious close right angle. So as far as Sen know, Billy could be postured all the way up towards A right now. Zekken and Celsius able to collect 2 in this mid-fight.
And that's really taken off the pressure after things went a little bit awry early. But Levius has gotten deep here. Trapwire cleared, Camera also out of the picture. He realizes there might be multiple guns waiting for him in Boba, and here comes the rolling thunder. Send, watch the sights right behind him. Zekken's there with the overdrive 2 and a neural theft.
30 seconds
It's going to tell them everything they need to know, that the spike is en route to A.
Maybe hoping to get a bit more with that rolling thunder if Billy had already gone into the site, but they'll be content with just isolating another kill to extend the man advantage of this round. They certainly should expect that YZ could be postured in spawn right now. Rushia called with the utility in hand.
Slip past YZ, he just wasn't ready for that. Rushia had no advance notice whatsoever. Fast lane thrown up here, paranoia in effect, and YZ's going to wrap around, try and play from alley. Here with a fault line. Sen know where he's coming from no matter what, and Bang will simply try and defuse. John QT brought to heal, but YZ couldn't do much more. Zekken says, hey, Gabagool, welcome to Jersey, baby.
Listen up.
Takes another gun out of the game for BLG.
YZ just going for the madman maneuvers at the end. This was a 5v4. This was a free kill from him at the top of the round. Removing that information gate in mid-round from Sen. The decision is to just post up in mid, try and catch Billy on a rotator off that A site. Or maybe just that lurk, if it is Levius maneuvering through mid-late. That was from Sen. They are forced into this round. Right for the Guardians. Why is he going fast? And what a kill on the Bang.
Oh, going to be punished. Bang not in position. And here comes that Null Command now. Sen start to scramble on the site, and YZ will run them down. Narrate can barely tuck behind boxes, and YZ comes calling. Make short work of him.
Oh, you know he's going to go for more. He is not slowing down.
I mean, why not?
Almost out.
Why not? Sen here hopes to maybe play into this double up, but Rushia there is watching. sat behind YZ, giving him a safety net. And of all the players to do this to,
Oh my god.
Zelsa's here. They're not looking his jovial self right now. SEN still working on that map deficit. So he will try to slink away. No smart words, no back talk, no sass. It's about getting out with this gun intact.
That's the first time we've seen BLG just go for an A-slam. Just play with that neon speed. Overdrive is maxed out in terms of value for YZ. They've been going for a lot of mid-round pivots, which just have yet to work for them. So let's take it back to basics.
And this is likely what they called that timeout for BLG. Fast hit, A site behind the null command, get YZ in a position to succeed. Deny the stalling util. And obviously turn off any of that second util, work it there. Oh man, what is that? Is it a stutter step?
Yeah, he was the slide, but just hits the wall right next to him. It's very awkward for Bang to have to deal with that.
And someone like Narrate can't seize there. Obviously he's suppressed. So all he can do is try and back away and hope to allow a teammate to play off of him from Link, but that was never going to happen.
A lot of pings from Billy over towards this A side, and it looks like they're going to have that flash to get into elbow. Again, just accelerate, teleport, and the speed from the neon to take this space with some haste.
This time, Sentinels respect it. They've got the kind of comp that can make these retakes work with the breach. How's the timing looking for Bang? Less than ideal!
Oh no!
Replay is caught with slappers only!
Oh,
With that push down now as well, BLG, they're going to feel like they need to get into this A site right now, so they accelerate the pace, and they want to flip the site. They want to play towards spawn. It looks like they're at least...
Spike planted.
Maybe YZ does.
They know he's there. Sent a ping in this alley area heavily. They're trying to overwhelm him. Russia on the site, sees, thrown out. Here's YZ, and there he goes.
Oh, just too many players.
SEN playing around him. Really needed to overload hit player-wise to win that out. Here comes Hunter's Fury, though, from elbow. But Zekin's got near to the site. Knight, he's got to be under some pressure. Nephew sat on the other side of the dark cover. Will spam if he needs to, but does he know when the rate is? There's the spray. Gets it to half. That ought to be enough. Shock Dart comes in. Too little, too late. K-Knight unable to avert the round win.
Nice.
Not mad at the idea from BLG to get that pop flash from Neff so there could be a swing towards spawn from YZ. Hoping there would be maybe a couple players, but there were all 5 of them. So sadly, he was cooked. Zelsa was ready to dodge that, play a bit of anti on the flash.
One enemy remaining.
But there it's just overwhelming. So unable to get into that site for free, able to pressure the spike. No one from BLG playing any entrenched positions aside from Rushu, who's caught. BLG, they do have the cash though to keep on buying. They get the spike down, keep it rolling, more attempts.
A slower stance over towards A, and it teases Bang out right into the line of fire.
Dink as well. Frustrating for him.
Now right here doesn't want to overextend, it's just him. Trapwire here at Link can be played off of if those reinforcements get there, but this is a perfect use case for this neural theft.
Just the information as far as Nere being the lone man on site at the moment. Why doesn't connect the relay bolt, but he's going to get it out the way.
Does he know John's there as well? It's actually 2 players, 10%. Oh, that is dirty. Zelsa's though on the side, large and in charge. Deals with the neon. John went down, but Nare's still alive. They're over towards the alley side, but Rushi dinked early in the round at 10 health. They're still able to cause some problems, making waves, and it's on the Vibes Merchant himself. Zelsa's knows 3 players are looking for him. Levius will be the one credited with the elim. Tight game after 9 rounds. SEN with a slim lead.
That is BLG just continuing to always push. That was a great molly thrown by Neff that YZ capitalizes off of, pushing into the spawn there to force out into the open. Celsius gets a trade, but then look at this here. Russia pushing up into that A-link. They have a flank from top mid, so even if he goes down, given his low HP, should be an instant trade. It's proactivity across the board.
And that keeps the money train for BLG going. Costly round for them, but they're still able to keep this money pressure on. Now, a bit of a variation. Looking towards mid, YZ's already started to slink his way up, and wait a minute. Testing market very early. Relay bolt forces Zekin out into the open, and there's a hit coming from B-Main at the same time. Zekin caught in the open.
Caught on the jump up, he had to retreat. He was stunned off. Teleport in now from Rusha deep into the site.
Zelsa's now not quite aware of what's waiting for him on the other side of this dark cover. Has to pick his spot to perfection. Pings his own location. Neff, though, finds him. Can't see a damn thing, but still knows how to hit that M1 for the boys. And there's a triple swing. Sen have the players lined up. Neff and K9 fall by the wayside, and Narrate's gotten into Boba.
What awareness.
That's why he's out of the picture. Now becomes a bit more uncomfortable. BLG, loose footing here on this anti-retake attempt, but gonna try and sneak Rushia around. Does he have the look on Narrate? So aware Narrate was been, but not ready for that. Bang. Percent on both sides, tries to break half of the pincer, but doesn't know where to look.
Oh, that post plant is just so well played from BLG. They are everywhere in the walls. Narrate was fortunate to have that intuitive internal timing to pick up the one flank that was coming from YZ, but even at that, you have Levius on the cross. Earlier in the round, that great stun forces Zekin to attempt to retreat. Then you have Neff picking up 3. Hits another great molly, by the way, that forces John into the open. Utility looking excellent from him at the moment. IGL off the team performing. Billy have been able to tie things up. If they win this round here, the final of the half will be a tragic bye for Sentinels.
But this defense side for Sen has descended into an absolute bar fight. Another null command up for Neff. That was a big part of their fast
खेलने का मन तो कर रहा है
a few rounds ago where YC had the overdrive as well.
क्या खेलूं मुझे खेलने का मन कर रहा है
Set up for something that looks reminiscent.
स्ट्रीम बंद करके खेलने का मन कर रहा है honestly.
This time Bang doesn't want any early action.
He wants to teleport away.
मेरे को भी चाहिए SEN
He's been
जीते
having a
but
tough
Australia
time
बहुत slow
with
है
those
ये
early fights that Billy have been
उनका
having
game
to
बहुत
take
fast था
face
ये वाला
down
game
mid.
बहुत slow है
K-Knight caught completely unaware.
But Billy knew about the double face. YC spammed that area in a previous round and got a kill. Sen still trusting in that setup with their 2 initiators at the top of the map. Drop the spike.
Smoke thrown over towards elbow. That's from Bang. So YZ does feel a little uncomfortable pressing up. Look at this positioning. Double flash. Rusha wants to swing. Doesn't actually catch anyone. Sen are happy to just play off-site right now.
This insert for Zelsis in mid. I'm pretty sure he hears Levius there and even sees him. Doesn't want to commit. Here's that null command now to supplement this hit to the A side. With the spike already down. Levius just doubles back and knew Zelsis was there, deals with him.
I love this null command. I mean, Sen, they're obviously going to play this for full retake with the man advantage that they had, but it's just going to give so much delay. It's going to reduce the clock by such a significant extent. Here comes the util. Now the retake can come in.
Decken gets into the side immediately across the Sneffer with the Stingers able to fight him up close, but YZ looking for the Neon. Gets out on the side. It's 2 with the Stinger for second. Now BLG down to just Levius. And he can't see this tap on the spike. Flash there for John to set up a 3rd kill. Sentinels with the patience of ages. Wait the null command out and have that retake util with Zekin getting in there.
They had to move with some serious quickness at the end there. All of the utility had to be picture perfect. They needed to swing together fast. They were able to do all of that with the clock reduced so significantly.
That kill is massive. Overdrive also earned now for Zekin. John has been delightful this game. 12 and 7 for the breach. He's got his Rolling Thunder again.
That was such an important round for Sentinels to pick up. Their economy would have been in a dire state for this final one.
Early action today. This time, Bang's been a little bit more careful about those early peaks. Does get some info. Then pulls off. No double stack top mid this round for Sen because John is helping it A early.
Oh, on a rare round where Zekin gets incredibly active in B main. He was playing that much more passively earlier, mixes it up.
They know this is coming, White. They know they can rotate early through alley.
And again, this is Sen. They can play this for retake if they want. Bang is actually trying to swing, but it's denied by the relay pull. He is inserted deep in the site, but this Rolling Thunder is ready to get ripped to assist him.
Okay, TP out of that awkward spot for Rushia now. He's able to play that link side. Give another option for Billy. John is biding his time. He's got just the answer for this. And here's Billy. Maladroitly touching down. Bang got dealt with. Rushia's in a bit of a nasty spot, but Celsius just clears him out. YZ slides back into action now. And there's some presence here from Ali. John's going to get pressured. Flash himself on the angle. YZ tries to turn it. No swing just yet. Takes 2. Tries it again. This time.
Nice.
Sen had the answer. A 7-round defense side. It's very back and forth stuff. Determined to seal their path to the playoffs here and now.
BLG make a go at it later in that half. Sen were dominating, and John QT is putting on a show at the moment.
Both teams leading all out there. Both teams looking for that ticket to playoffs. Stick around. More from Sunset still to come.
might have heard I'm going through a little upgrade with my tats. So when Verizon announced that everyone gets a free phone on any plan, pain-free, count me in.
क्या करूँ यार मैं स्ट्रीम बंद कर दूँ क्या मुझे इतना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा आज
Try and beat it. I'll give you a sec.
बिकॉज ये गेम बहुत स्लो है हद से ज़्यादा स्लो है चल रहा हद से ज़्यादा स्लो है ये गेम हद से ज़्यादा मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा स्लो है क्या करूँ चैट स्ट्रीम कंटिन्यू करूँ क्या बंद करूँ ये बहुत स्लो चल रहा है ये मैच बहुत ज़्यादा स्लो है और अभी 11 भी बज रहा है
Scoreline. Sentinels keep it tight. They don't win that first pistol. But in a war of attrition like this, your efficiency is everything. Here's your Coinbase Econ report for the first half. John QT giving us a nice little 77.6, and it's no surprise. He got every ounce of value he could out of his kit.
Had some insane multi-kills. That 4K on, I believe it was the anti-bonus, was sickening. And obviously as a Breach too, you're making consistent utility investments, etc. So he was certainly making the most of everything that he had. We even saw in that last round the way he was able to shut down those last two players with the flashes he had, the fall line as well, Zekin swinging off of that. Lovely stuff from the IGL. He has certainly been the star of the show today for SEN. He was the one keeping them in the game on Icebox as well. But can he get them over the finish line here on attack with his calling, with his individual play, or will Billy Billy be able to make playoffs at an international event for the second time?
The mood definitely a bit less playful out there for SEN City, a bit more serious. Less of the getting out of the chair, more of the grind, nose to the grindstone gameplay. Sentinel's going to be on the attack side here as we head into a pistol that has eluded them so far over the course of this series.
Seeing second with an armor and a frenzy, making him the raid boss. That is going to tell the story for the intentions that he has in this round, which is to go really fast, throw a recon bolt at someone, and just hold down mouse one.
Little jiggles there from Rushia, sees enough. Already, the cavalry are on their way, but look at the spike location. Take note of that. Bang is grouped up here with John, maybe even flash off this to catch a player pushing up. This might be an anti-YZ play, and yeah, he's backed around the corner. Sen don't get the kill off this. That is the cyber cage popped.
They're going to pivot away back towards mid. Just under a minute now on the clock.
Oh, K9 saw something there. Late re-explore, switches to the Ghost, gets some good damage. Zekin was the one with the armor.
Wait, the shock dart.
Oh my god! Down to 13. Dangerous now.
Crazy.
Billy Billy, you're not going to let SEN mill around mid. They're going to dig them out if they just linger. And they have.
That entire time, Celsius was getting space over towards a fault line. He wants to swing off. There's so many players to face, but he does even things up, not without taking a lot of damage. Shock dart could be lethal this time. No. Goes wide.
Zekin and Zelsis both low. It's still in the game. Nice little paranoia there. Flash util also disrupting BLG as they try and set up from Link. They're going to push the site now.
Nice.
Through the smoke. Bang, tucked in the corner.
Nice.
Everybody comes to him, served up on the silver platter.
Nice one there.
Bang and boom, SEN get themselves a pistol.
First one in the series to extend the lead. Bang comes to life there. It's been a little quiet for him so far, but he absolutely makes his presence known, capitalizes off the attention that was being paid to his teammates while that retake was coming in.
One enemy remaining. Last
Beautiful
player
stuff.
standing.
The right clicks, tap down at the end on that. That is lovely for the controller.
Cathartic for Bang. He's
Zelsis is trying to
demonstrated his frustration in this game. Head in hands type stuff. A little bit difficult for him to get going. This is definitely going to be wind in the sails.
Rush actually going to pick up the Bucky. Get in that close corner towards elbow. Lethal range.
A double swing potentially set up for BLG. We're going to work.
Trade it.
Okay.
Okay. Second on the slide.
Yeah, K9 being dealt with on the other side is a problem, but BLG have mostly stacked this side. Delasess, spray is good. YZ can't defeat the crosshair placement. And he'll take his ult orb as well.
That flash just an inch away from connecting onto Zelsis, but doesn't quite go far enough. It's going to make things very easy to close this out and get a clean anti-eco for SEN, who, as opposed to Billy, they are buying those heavy upgraded rifles on this round too. Zekken has that Phantom already moving forward, so they can get a nice investment, some nice higher tier weaponry on their bonus round coming up next.
Clean start. This is certainly what Sentinels are looking for. This is the map, remember, that they banned against Wolves. We really weren't sure if they were feeling confident on it. We were surprised to see it taken out of the rotation in their last game. But now reminded, it's called SEN set for a reason. They've not missed a beat on this map by the looks of things. So we're back away here. Secure that crucial 9th round and get going on the second half.
I am genuinely wondering if that was all a ruse. No, we hate Sunset now. We're banning it first.
I mean,
next series
Heretics are also banned, if I'm not mistaken. There are a couple of teams that are just leaving that one in the draft for the time being.
One enemy remaining.
And there were another team who were great on the map, as a side note.
All right, first buy and a half here for Billy. Maxed out investment against the bonus of SEN. If they win this, they will be running away with this game. It'll look like they're headed towards just a dominant win on their own pick, and we'd be destined for Lotus, which they played very well on yesterday. It's dangerous goings here for Billy. It's not going to get any easier. They need this round bad.
And they've got a pretty early focus towards A. They even pop out defensively, hoping for a timing to catch SEN on the wrong foot. They are playing this much slower. Celsius gets a warning shot there. Nothing that he'd write home about.
That dark cover thrown mid really has Billy thinking that there's going to be a lot of presence shown towards market. That trip is going to further that idea in their minds.
Yeah, just clears it, backs away. And now SEN are waiting. BLG just to peek out, take a risk to get some information, and look to punish them as a result.
This drone could be dangerous. It's broken. Narrate on the swing, wins the duel with the stinger.
And now the neural theft, that's just what they were looking for. Zekken's 2 kills in the previous round, plus all pickup gives it this very important ultimate in a situation like this. And they know A is a short-handed site. They know YZ is lingering close to top mid. But do they know that he's
30
this
seconds
close?
left.
Oh, the timing. You can't manufacture that. Narrate's able to respond. That's the second kill for his stinger in this round. This bonus from SEN so far has been smooth sailing.
He just can't help but want to go for more. Rusha's going to get forced a little bit out in the open here. Tommy's getting so low, but he is shot down. 1 versus 1.
That kill, that's the one that might break the back of BLG in this round, in this map even. Looks like a fault line connected onto K9 in Link. So SEN are knowers.
Last player.
They deal with it. What a clean round this has been, and then an opportunity to recover these rifles. Levius knows there's just not a good argument for trying to do anything more in this round, so we'll walk away. And the conversion on the bonus round is massive for Sentinels.
They have so much cash that Neri doesn't even care about trying to recover one of the rifles. He finds it more valuable to see if he can actually kill Levius.
ये गेम बहुत स्लो है
He will that.
मेरा मन कर रहा है
And gets the rifle on top of it. Not really going to get any better than that for Sentinels. The economy already out of control. This lead feels insurmountable for Billy.
And look how SEN set the map up so they get best use out of these stingers. Look when the rate is playing there.
क्या करूं
That aftershock
हाइलाइट्स देख लेंगे कल
Russia out of that box corner.
Last player
Really
standing.
stepping up in that round. Wins the initial duel against Neff, gets the re-swing trade onto YZ, who was just hungry to find an advantage to take another fight.
क्या करूं चैट बोलो
Bad buy for Billy now.
मेरे पास दो ऑप्शन है
That's it, pretty heavily.
या तो मैं ये वॉच पार्टी
invested
कंटिन्यू
down to
करूं
nothing
स्लो
to
गेम
get
देख
this
के
judge.
या
Posted up
फिर
deep in B main. This kid does finally sees the barrel.
या फिर मैं
Russia there. That really is
खेलूं ऑफ स्ट्रीम
pretty painful for the judge player who does not want to have his cover blown so early. And sorry, Zelsic just blew up his spot.
Oh, and now they know he's tucked in the corner. He has the paranoia. He's stuck. He's cooked. He's cooked.
Caught out by the util combo, and now B-side.
क्या करूँ बताओ? Valo खेलूँ के watch party continue
bullseye on it. Prowler out. We call seeing that trap wire. Levius caught in the fault line, but inside the smoke, a degree of safety. He can tuck in this little alcove, but he knows the vultures are starting to circle.
So they want to go even further. They're getting into that backside, trying to post up. Second at a deep position. Levius still there, and he is caught.
Little wayward. That one is nice. Neff drops down. That's it. Zekin understands his projectile motion pretty well. So this round, like the alphabet, will end with X. YZ trying to come out with a couple cute swings, but will be put out by Bang.
Chances are getting incredibly slim here for Billy. This lead from SEN is way too dominant at the moment. They are playing so well on this map, as we thought they would, which is so weird that they banned it yesterday. Maybe we could ask about that later. They really were just
One enemy remaining.
Sandbagging.
They're just pretending. Bring it out day 2 to get into playoffs. They're looking so good. Zekin is playing so well.
क्या करूँ भाई?
Aggression is being supplemented by some great util coming through from John.
In the press conference yesterday, Kaplan sort of spoke about the road for Sentinels
watch
to get
party
to a
बंद
potential
करके
playoff
Valo
spot.
आओ.
He says, we're generally really happy to be matched up against another Chinese team. We feel like there are similarities between Wolves and Billy, and we feel like they can be exploitable in the same way. He said, obviously, we would have loved that first seed, but you know we know how that all went. He says, happy to take on this team after dealing with Wolves. Feels like it is the path of less resistance, and that's a narrative that's been definitely being carried by a lot of fans out there. They feel like this is a more comfortable run for SEN to playoffs. But after the disaster that occurred in Bangkok, I think many SEN fans, players included, are happy just to secure that playoff berth and have some more time to get set for that phase of play.
And it's funny that Wisely just said the exact same thing, that he wants to play against an NA team. He feels more comfortable playing against the NA style. These guys wanted each other. They both got their wish. And we feel just destined to go to Lotus unless Billy can convert this round with the economy on the line.
I feel like I've heard that quite a lot over the last few rounds.
Really have.
The conversion of the bonus with the 2 Stinger buy for Sentinels is backbreaking for Billy. This is probably the last best chance wire to get into this second half.
Aggression in B main, which is going to be forced back. They don't want to deal with this spam. Levius wants to pick up the trip, actually, to just adjust that somewhere else into the site to play off of later. Hoping to catch Zekin. Those tripwires can be the bane of the Neon's existence. That hasn't really come into play yet, however.
Obviously, Sunset was changed so that that trip is not unbreakable anymore, but that was a factor of champs last year, so these teams have long since adapted to the changes that Sunset brought way back then.
Lucia is holding a devious angle on main. Oh my god.
Nice shot, Ray.
Cover going out. Don't ask me how he saw that. It's going to punish the little tight swing. So no Zekin. SEN have to convert on this 4 versus 5 scenario. 0 point came out in that A direction. Tension really building. They know BLG are on the precipice here. They just need to give them a little push. Neff flashes himself out. Ball line was going to come from him anyway. And why is he tries to swing off it? The fault line caught Neon. And now BLG down to 3. Guardian in half. Arushi has got to stand his ground now. Found the Prowler. And all of a sudden,
पता है अब उनको ना भी जा रहा मैं वही बोलने वाला था बी रोटेट होना चाहिए.
Seconds left. John is taking this fight all the way through spawn. Can he get?
So much.
Let's try. Oh, okay. Rushi sees this. He knows they're getting ahead of this.
One
Oh my
enemy
god,
remaining.
this timing is
Just.
Bro, all right, I mean, sure, that was
0.33 seconds
Amazing, bhai.
remaining.
Nice play.
That is the tightest clearance that you could ask for, and BLG, again it's Levius, just in dismay, has to drag himself onto the site and face the music. The Sentinels, it's a cacophony of cheers.
I can't believe he knew that timing. He had me sweating bullets. All good. All good. Center on a run. 5 rounds in a row. First kill converted by that disgusting shot. Made ultimately irrelevant. I don't think Neff actually got that flash banked far enough back to connect on the swinging players, or they were just a little bit out of the way, weren't wide enough. A little bit hard to tell, but regardless, it didn't connect onto him. And he was forced out of that position. due to the utility.
It's round number 18, and it could be the last of the map.
They are getting dominated right now. SEN, as we expected, have this map at the top of their pool. That is going to make them so dangerous. They've replaced Fracture, which they didn't like, with one of their home maps. John opening things up already, collecting a kill top mid. I think Neff might have just peeked out by that dark cover.
Smoke, yeah. Rushia, once again with the Guardian in hand, has always opted for this when the money has been there. We just saw how deadly he is with a single shot. Now, Narrate's selling this, obviously. Not always normal to have your Fade be that lurking aspect, so he's going to rejoin with the rest of the team. Mid is open for them. Market has some architecture that needs to be dismantled. There's the trap wire. That'll be dealt with nicely. Levius not in a position to play off of it. And now send Simmer. As things start to come to a boil, a swing of this smoke now. See Zek can break the crosshair placement and deal with Levius. Sen had the numbers overwhelming the sole defender of the site. And YZ, all-star YZ has to salvage. That's a good start. Rushia down, no big damage done. And YZ eventually will be dealt with. Electrifying play from Zek into the four-piece to secure the equalizer map. Sentinels are far from done. Playoffs back into one of these teams, and they're leaving it all out there.
And the star duelist of Sentinels just went insane on that map. Just as good as
should I leave it for suspense?
For this game to qualify for playoffs. So that went to Lotus, where they looked excellent the other day against Wolves. This is going to be tough for Billy. They have to rally back.
Don't go anywhere. This Trans-Pacific clash is delivering and promises to on Lotus after this.
फटाफट बताओ मैं गेम चालू करता PRX जेंजी तो मैं नहीं देखने वाला भाई सॉरी PRX जेंजी मैं नहीं देखने वाला दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा मेरा हाइलाइट्स पे देख लूँगा कल जल्दी बोलो जो भी चैट में जल्दी बोलो क्या करूँ क्या शुड आई क्लोज द स्ट्रीम और मैं वैलो खेलने आऊँ या फिर तुम्हें पूरी वॉच पार्टी देखनी है और मैं वैलो ना खेलूँ फटाफट बोलो फटाफट वुमन लैपटॉप्स आर नॉट गुड पता है मेरे को तो भी मैं जो सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ उसका जवाब दे क्या करूँ मैं आऊँ खेलने स्ट्रीम बंद करूँ क्योंकि मैं बोर हो रहा हूँ अब एक्चुअली मैं वॉच पार्टी अकेले अकेले कर करके फटाफट बोलो फटाफट फटाफट बोलो भाई कौन है चैट में जल्दी मेरे को भी ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा रुको एक मिनट
Going down early, it gets quiet. But in that last map, let me tell you, this team was locked in. It is very clear that they have been focusing on that. And Zelsis in particular has been very pivotal in calling it out when he sees it. When there's a round where he doesn't like how the communication has been going down, he has called that out and the team has locked in immediately. What we've also seen is a lot of Sentinels having weaker defensive halves and then crushing on the attack. And let me tell you, that is a John QT masterclass. This guy has a great read on what the other team is doing and is adapting beautifully in the mid rounds. He is fully in control on that side. Now, there's one more thing I want to check in on with the comms, but this is for the pre-map here. We've got the rest of Sentinels here. Who's winning map number 3? Sentinels! All right, let's send it up to the desk.
Hello, chat.
Thank you very
आवाज
much.
आ रही है?
And,
Hello?
update. In case you guys didn't pick up what he said was Zelsis was incredible team play on that sunset to bring them to a map 3.
And Zelsis is so crucial to that because he is able to hold people accountable in a way where everyone is uplifted instead of degraded, and he's always the one that is able
watch
to
party
call these
बंद कर रहा हूँ
mistakes
मैं
out,
RO game
bring
खेलना
everyone
मुझे
up to
बोर
that
हो रहा
level.
है
And I'm really impressed because
Okay,
there's
chat,
so
अगर
much
तुम
team play
लोगों ने
required when
अभी
they go
तक
into all
coach
these
भी
retakes
देखा
that we
हो
saw
stream
them
पे
get into. I think it was 4
Thanks for
retakes out
watching.
of
मैं
6
game
they
stream
won on
करने
the
की
A
try
site,
करूँगा
and to
बहुत
have
जल्द.
that, it's so
So
important.
yes, I am trying कि
They
मैं
were
game
up
streaming
7
पे
to
आ जाऊँ
5
वापस.
at the
Watch
half,
parties
and
थोड़ी
that's
boring
without
होती है, I know.
It's great to see them
Watch parties
actually
तब होनी
start
चाहिए जब
well,
actually में
because
कोई
we saw
तुम्हारे
against
पास
Wolves
audience
as
हो,
well, and the
and that's
game
really
and the
really
map
bad.
early against
तो yes, मैं आ रहा हूँ, game में
they
आ रहा हूँ
actually
मैं.
managed
I
to
am
come out the
actually
first
closing
half not
the
in a
watch party.
deficit, and
थोड़ा
it
मेरे लिए भी
definitely
suspense
helped
रहना
as we
चाहिए
went
ना.
into the second one.
ऐसे सब मैं
And
अभी
Zeki
देख
was
दूंगा तो कल
somebody
क्या
in
होगा
the
मेरे
top
पे.
show that we were a little bit
तो yes
concerned about
guys
if he's
जो भी
gonna
लोग
find
आए,
his
thanks for
form
tuning
on
in,
that
thanks
stage,
for
but with
tuning. ये
John
दूसरा
QT
पार्ट
out
इसलिए
here
because मेरा
flashing
stream पे issue हुआ था. So thanks for joining. इसीलिए इसी के साथ I think we will close today's watch party. So
for him,
thanks for
you know,
joining.
stunning for him
तो
and doing
इसी
everything
के
for
साथ
him.
I think
He's
I will
just
stream
managed to
games.
play like the
मुझे
Zeki
देखना
we were
पड़ेगा 2-3
expecting
setting.
on the global
तो
stage.
3
Yeah,
settings
this
देखनी
combo
पड़ेगी
and
मुझे.
market here
So yes,
was
bye
great to
bye.
watch, but Zekin
Take care भाई.
especially,
जो
I'm
chat में
really
है
happy to
good
see
night
him
लिख दो.
really arrive in
तो
full
इसी
force
के
on the
साथ
Neon on this stage. I
अपने
feel
लिए
like that
सस्पेंस
you
रख
said
रहा
that
हूँ
was
और
something
मुझे
we were
थोड़ी
lacking
तबीयत भी
yesterday,
ठीक नहीं
but
लग
he
रही.
is such
तो
a
I
big
will
part of that
just
win
dip.
condition.
कल
And
watch
here,
party नहीं
so
होगी.
maybe a team blind
कल मैं
too, but
watch
it's
party
not an
नहीं कर
issue
रहा हूँ
for
because
Zekin.
I'm
He's
not
just gonna
feeling
go and
kind
get
of
that
good.
stinger kill
मैं
regardless,
थोड़ी
but this is
I
what I
want
wanted to
some
see from
good
him, this
sleep.
aggression
मुझे
and
बहुत अच्छी
winning these
नींद
team
चाहिए
fights,
थोड़ी टाइम के लिए.
disrupting the Billy
तो
Billy
yes,
gaming
इसी
when
के
they're
साथ
setting
अगर
up
तुम
for their
लोगों को
post
स्ट्रीम
mines or
पसंद है तो
setting up
लाइक
for like a
मारो,
mid
चैनल
round
को
fake. So
सब्सक्राइब करो.
I'm
We
really
have a
happy to
goal
see
to
him arrive.
500.
It's so nice to see him
इसी के
find
साथ
his confidence again, you know,
Exactly.
Bye
especially
bye.
his family in the crowd
And
always
take care.
supporting him,
और जो
traveling
लोग
all
अभी
the way here
chat पे गेम
as
में मिलते हैं.
well.
Bye bye.
This
Bye bye
brings
bye
them to a
bye.
map
Have a
3
good
and
evening
meaning that
and take care.
suddenly a
Good night.
very, very winnable series for them, especially if he can keep up this sort of performance.